Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Bedford City Council regular meeting of May 17th, 2021. And if you would please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk, call the roll, please. Oh, we lose Tracy?
We lost our clerk.
She was
Well, I
just
can
there.
do it if you'd like.
If you want, Sean, maybe go ahead. I know she's been knocked off like
Yeah, she's had
twice
some
with her
issues.
computer.
who was, I guess it doesn't matter what order I really go in, but let's start with Mr. Asbury.
Here.
Mr. Saunders,
Here.
Ms. Mezak,
Here.
Ms. Spinks,
Here.
Mr. Janitis,
Here.
Mr. Fluharty.
Here.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, I'm here too.
In the mayor.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mayor, forgot the most important guy. Sorry, Mayor
I
Coach.
don't know about that. Here.
You just have a cardboard cutout of the mayor.
Sorry about that. Stan. But okay, so now I guess so. Let me see. She may have just texted me. Let's see if that was her.
No.
Okay, all right. Can we get a motion to approve the minutes of the work session of May 3rd, 2021?
By
Mr.
Fluharty,
Asbury?
second by Spinks.
Mr. Asbury,
Yes.
Mr. Saunders,
Yes.
Ms. Mezak,
Yes.
Ms. Spinks,
Yes.
Mr. Janitis,
Yes.
Mr. Fluharty,
Yes.
Mayor Coachy.
Yes. We have the minutes of the regular meeting of May 3rd. Any corrections to those?
Oh, no.
Seeing none. A motion for acceptance by Mezak, second by Asbury. John,
Mr.
call
Asbury,
roll.
Yes.
Mr. Saunders,
Yes.
Ms. Mezak,
Yes.
Ms. Spinks,
Yes.
Mr. Janitis,
Yes.
Mr. Fluharty,
Yes.
and Mayor Coachy.
Yes.
All right, thank you all.
Mike,
Okay.
you had any contact with the clerk?
I could try to.
She's joining right now.
Okay, okay.
Oh, there
She is sideways.
Sideways.
There you go.
Okay, welcome back.
Sorry, I got kicked out.
Yeah, well, John filled in for you for the first approval, up to the approval of minutes. We are now going to head into old business.
Okay.
So with that, we have, let me get caught up here. Resolution number 2563-21. Being a resolution requesting the county fiscal officer to advance taxes from the proceeds of tax levies for the year 2021 collected in 2022 pursuant to section 321.34 of the revised code of the state of Ohio and declaring an emergency. And we have changed that. Can I have a motion for suspension, please? By Spinks, second by Fluharty. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Mezak,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Coachy,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janitis.
Yes.
And motion for third and final. by Mezak, second by Asbury.
Yes,
Frank?
I can take this one. I'll take the rest of them too. This resolution is for advances in the county. While the county is collecting your tax dollars in real estate in the months of January, February, instead of having all the payments wait until they're done with the final collection process, they have by rights and with our request to be able to advance taxes as they're collecting them throughout the time period through the collection period, and that goes twice a year. So we're asking the county to advance those taxes earlier so that we can invest those and utilize those for payments as we go through the city.
Okay, any questions on that? Seeing none, call the roll, please.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Mezak?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
Cochi?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Janudis,
Yes.
Ordinance number, or resolution number 2564-21. A resolution declaring the necessity to improve certain streets in the city of Bedford, Ohio by lighting the same and declaring an emergency. And I have a motion for suspension by Spinks, second by Saunders. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Mezak?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
Cochi?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Janudis,
Yes.
And motion for third and final by Mezak, second by Fluharty.
Yes, this resolution and the next two ordinances deal with the city's street lighting assessments throughout the year. We're keeping the millage at the same amount that we did last year, so we're not increasing that. And in this case, what we're doing is we're allowing for, like everybody at your household, to pay the electric bill. So as we pay the lighting bill for all our street lights in the city, I ask council to go ahead and approve this ordinance so that we can process that for the upcoming year of 2022.
Thank you. Any questions? Clerk, call the roll, please.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Mezak?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
Cochi?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Janudis,
Yes.
Thank you.
Ordinance number 9869-21. An ordinance determined to proceed with the improvement of certain streets in the city of Bedford, Ohio by lighting the same and declaring an emergency. Motion for suspension by Asbury, second by Janudis. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Mezak?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
Cochi?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Janudis,
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Mezak, second by Asbury. And Frank already touched on these as our goes along with our street
The
lighting.
only thing I'll add is that we do
Yep.
list all the streets that are affected in the city. It's every street in the city, so.
Thank you. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Mezak?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
Cochi?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Janudis,
Yes.
Ordinance number 9870-21, being an ordinance levying special assessments for the improvement of the street and public places of the city of Bedford, Ohio by lighting the same in accordance with resolution number 2564-21 and ordinance number 9869-21 and declaring an emergency. Can I have a motion for suspension by Saunders, second by Asbury? Clerk, call the roll.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Mezak?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
Cochi?
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janudis,
Yes.
And a motion for third and final by Fluharty, second by Asbury. And Frank already touched on these,
Yeah,
so
we touched on that.
call the roll, please.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Mezak,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janudis,
Yes.
And ordinance number 9871-21. An ordinance to levy assessments for the expense of garbage refuge collection, recycling and disposal within the city of Bedford, Ohio during the tax year 2021 and collected in 2022 and declaring an emergency. Motion for suspension. Second by Janudis. Clerk, call the roll.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Mezak,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janudis,
Yes.
And a motion for third and final by Fluharty, second by Mezak.
On this ordinance, Mayor, we have the refuse fee once again. We're keeping and maintaining the rate at $14 per month again. One other thing I'd like to note is we're getting closer between the revenues coming in now and the expenses exceeding the revenues for the garbage costs as the contract prices have increased during the contract period. And we're seeing that as expected, that we will be coming close to revenues and expenses in the year 2022. So I still ask council to approve this, as we will then utilize the funds that we built up to start paying down as time goes on with this rate that we charge.
Thank you. Any questions? Seeing none, clerk, call the roll, please.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Mezak,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
No.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janudis.
Yes.
Okay. We're going to get into the area of reports. Let me kick it off by saying that we've set our summer schedule for council meetings. It seems funny to talk about summer meetings already. It seems like we haven't even had spring yet, but I guess we're going to get a taste of summer the end of the week here. But just for the record, our summer schedule will be, the meetings will be June 7th, Tuesday, July 6th, and August 2nd. And there's been talk about opening up the council meetings, going back live. We know the state is opening up a lot of things in June, but I think we felt it was safe enough that we're going to wait till September to have open meetings at City Hall. Should anything change, whether situations get worse, we can always push that September back, or if things really improve after the June meeting, if something spectacular happens, then we can start the meeting sooner. But for right now, September, beginning of September will be our first live council meeting. Just wanted to put that out there. And for reports, Mr. City Manager.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to touch on a few things regarding some construction. The next phase of the Dominion East Ohio project that was initially slated to start this week has been pushed back until next week. There is some restoration work that needed to be completed from last year's project over in the West Grace area. Their company is working to address that this week. And then the next phase of the gas line replacement will start on the 24th. I also wanted to mention that we were notified that the railroad, who was planning a closure of the crossings That got also pushed back. That closure is scheduled to start on May 25th, and it's going to last approximately a week. And we'll share details on that via social media and our website as we learn more. As soon as we get information from the railroad, we often pass that on. I wanted to mention that the city has had our survey crews out throughout the Broadway area, specifically in the historic district. And that is, we are continuing to plan for our Broadway improvement project. And the plans need to be put together, and that's what they're doing out there. We're looking to do a water line project, curb replacements, electrical repairs, all of that. Hopefully, fingers crossed, later this year. But the first step is to put the project's plans in place. And then once that's completed and we have a more realistic timeline for this project, we'll then begin notifying the public and specifically the business owners in that area. But if you're wondering what those survey crews are, that's what they're doing. I wanted to mention that the city recently took ownership of an abandoned property at 180 West Grace. That property has been abandoned for some years. It is in very poor condition, and we're going to be moving very quickly to demolish that house. So that went through the land bank, and they did assist us with that. And I also wanted to mention our pool passes are currently on sale. So please visit our website or contact the Parks and Recreation Department. And I also want to kind of put out there, anybody looking for summer employment, summer lifeguards, staffing, many businesses throughout Bedford and the area are in need of workers, as we do. So if you're interested, we also provide training. If you've never been a lifeguard before, we can help you with that. Please contact Parks and Recreation Department or visit the city's website for any openings that we have. As we're getting into summer, I want to mention that the annual traditional Memorial Day Parade will be taking place this year throughout Bedford. That parade will start at Bedford City Hall at 10:10. It'll make its way down to the Commons for a short ceremony, and then it'll again continue down to Bedford Cemetery for some additional ceremonies as well. So that will take place this year. And as far as the events on the Commons, the city is permitting applications, and we've actually shared those applications with many of our regular event coordinators, and they are, given the governor's recent announcement, there was some planning beforehand to still have those events, and we're working very closely with those event coordinators. There's a lot to put together in a short period of time, but look for some new programs, some new events later this summer, possibly during the week, and some additional weekend events as well. So stay tuned. Look forward to that.
Thank you. And I might mention on the Memorial Day Parade that it is a solemn parade. We do not allow throwing candy or blowing horns or sirens. It is to respect the men and women who gave their lives for this country. And this parade has been going on for over 150 years. And far be it, we want to give it any less respect than being a solemn parade. And I think it's a very moving parade in what we do. And thanks to the joint veterans who helped put this, who put the parade on, that we help out with. So please come out, enjoy, and like I say, keep it solemn. Let's think of those people that paid the ultimate sacrifice. So, Mr. Law Director, John Montello.
Well, thank you, Mayor. I really don't have a report, but I would concur with what you just said. Very well said. Thank you.
Thank you. Finance Director, Mr. Gambosi.
The deadline for filing taxes has come and gone. I really appreciate all the residents cooperating with our department this year, and getting those returns hasn't been easy for anybody. And we really appreciate the cooperation. We've seen a lot of them where they drop off in envelopes to our department. We've been able to take care of a lot of people this year, like they would normally sit in front of us, but instead we're able to process those, get their returns out, bill them accordingly if needed, and get their returns processed, and it's gone very smoothly. There is quite a few of them right now, as a matter of fact, because of the deadline, but I do appreciate everybody with their timely filings, and thanks again for a wonderful, successful season this year. Thank you.
Thank you. And your assistant Jennifer and your tax department, they do a great job there.
Yeah, I'm going to have Jennifer speak about the tax budget later when we get to that ordinance at that point. Jennifer, do you have anything else in regards to finance where we're at now?
No? Okay, we'll get you later. City Council, Mr. Fluharty.
Thank you, Mayor. Just want to let everybody know that our neighborhood's been doing very well as far as keeping up with the grass and everything. We've had a clear week. We're getting caught up here. That's a good thing. Once again, repeating all the speeders, and as I'm about ready just now to go on here, a motorcycle just went flying down past my house. So they are out. Beware of them. We need to try to do what we can to try to get these guys to slow down. But it's that time of year again. Schools are almost out. And all I can say is I'd like to see everybody at the parade. And this summer is going to be a welcome summer for once. Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Mezak.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everybody. It's been quite a while, a good month for everybody. In this May, I think the weather's just kind of holding everyone back. I noticed, Mike, this a couple questions for you at the beginning, that the speed meter is out and about. The little square box that we put up on a pole. Can I put in my wishes for it to come on Santon Circle soon? Okay, I see you nodding your head. And on the Legablo properties, their new townhome is coming. Another one is being built as we speak. We're all kind of excited to see what it's going to look like. It's been a long time since there's been activity on that property. However, I had mentioned to you in the past that his underground home has those gray bags still at the base end of the driveway on the West Gray side, right across from Hutchfield. They're still there. It's been a long time. I think you're muted, so I can't get an answer, but that's okay. Do we know who does the grass cutting for the city? Only because when some of these delinquent people that don't want to cut their grass happen to come by and they see the grass has been done, they don't know who did it. And if they call me to say, well, who did it? I don't have an answer.
We're doing it in-house.
Okay.
Same as last year.
Okay, that's great. And finally, has the street cleaner been repaired?
No, it is not.
Okay. I'm just, trying to keep everybody happy around here. And the only update from my side right now this week is that our Colony Club people had a meeting on Saturday. I was called to see if I could come down, but I was not able to attend. They talked amongst themselves about how uncomfortable they're feeling as renters down there. And I just hope that we can kind of give them some sort of relief or a resolving of some sort of problems in time, so we can have everybody a happy camper around here. Thank you. And the report, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Esbury.
Good evening, everyone. Just to reiterate what I brought up last meeting about Ellenwood. Ellenwood, the project is in full go. Let's not use that as a cut through between Center and Broadway. Let's let these people do their jobs. stay off of it if you can. Of course, if you're a resident, you've got access to it. Try not to park your cars on it if you don't have to. The quicker they get done, the quicker the pool opens up, and we have a lovely summer. May's first Friday was a success. Seemed like everybody had a good time till the rain came about 7 o'clock, just a slight drizzle. Some nice prizes were given away, some nice raffle baskets. Our upcoming June first Friday is the 4th of June, and we will be honoring our hometown heroes, including police, fire, service, teachers, and I believe UH Hospital. So make sure you check the website, our Facebook page, Bedford Downtown Alliance, for more information on that. Another reminder about the chipper service, that should be the first week of June, which would be June 1st, because Monday is the holiday. Make sure if you have anything out front in your house that you call service department and get on the schedule. June is also the month that the building department waives the permit fee. So if you've got any projects coming up, if you can afford it with the lumber prices, if you're putting a fence, a deck, make sure you get it in June. The permit fee is waived. And hopefully we'll see everybody at the Memorial Day. And Stan, thank you for reminding us that it is a solemn event. Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Spinks.
Good evening, everybody. Hope everybody is well. I want to wish a belated happy birthday to our clerk of council, Tracy. And your hair looks real nice. I know that's one of your birthday treats you gave to yourself. It looks very nice. Happy birthday. Today is my youngest grandson's 5th birthday, and tomorrow is my oldest grandson's 7th birthday. So a lot of birthdays in May. I want to give a quick shout out to the Bedford Fire Department and Maple Heights Fire Department. We had a small apartment fire over at Valleyfield this weekend, which some people know that's right in my backyard. It was a little scary, the amount of smoke and stuff. Luckily, the young gentleman was not home, so everybody's safe, but just kudos. I know it's those guys' jobs, but they just, I, of course, walked over since that's my residence, and the guys are just, they just go out of their way to be, you know, just, like I said, I know it's their job, but they just go beyond their job, because that's, you imagine you're gone, you get a phone call that your place is burnt down with everything you own inside of it. So that's a tough job for them to do. Thank goodness no animals or humans were lost in that. Both departments on both sides, the young gentleman got a lot of smoke damage. So again, kudos and thank you to the assistance from Maple, and kudos to our guys. Mike, I got a couple complaints this weekend from people that live on Grand Park Circle and Bexley about the two big holes on the street. They seem to be taking a long time. Is that water?
That was I believe, a sewer repair. So we're going around. If you see some of the areas, we have a number of different dig jobs where the concrete has to get repoured. I know they finished some on Broadway last week. They were working on obviously getting some of that stuff taken care of to prep for the parade. But I will mention that I'll look into when these two should be scheduled to be completed.
Okay, I know, and I've told them, I said, it's, if you'll look, it's everywhere. It's all over the place. So again, a friendly reminder to residents, please don't park on your lawn. For one thing, that leaves very big ruts and kills your grass. So please don't park on your lawn. I've been seeing a lot of that in on Northfield and in my ward. Also, when you're cutting your grass, please do not blow or rake your clippings onto the street. I've been noticing that too, and I'll very nicely roll down my window and remind them that that's not a good thing to do. With graduations and different parties going on, it should be common sense, but please don't park in front of somebody's driveway. You would think someone would think not to do that, but I had a lot of complaints, and I believe our police officer did this weekend. It's our guys have enough to do without having to do that. Gonna piggyback real quick, like a broken record on what Vic said. The speeding is just, again, another high-speed chase on Grand, and I got calls that I guess it went from Grand all the way down Broadway into Willard and on to Archer. Seems to be the same two cars that like to do this on the weekends. Again, I know our guys are out there, but it's just, there has to be something we can do to put out that word. Like, I never speed when I go through Northfield because I know that they're out there. And like I said, I know our guys are out there. Glen Willow, we've just got to send that message that you're not going to do that through our town. And it's not just in my ward, it's all over our city. Archer, which is crazy because that's very curvy, and how we haven't had wrecks or someone get hurt. We've just been blessed, but I don't want to wait till someone gets hurt. Hope everybody has a blessed Memorial Day weekend, and end of report.
Thank you. Mr. Janutus.
Thank you. I just have one question for Michael. Hey, Mike, you said that the city's looking for summer help, and one is a guard for the pool, life guard. And you said you trained for that job. I mean, do you have to know how to swim? You do know. That's
Yeah,
just a joke.
I know, but we are offering training for certification and all of that. Yes.
Okay, thank you. No report. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So I just want to sum up here and remind everybody that if you have a comment for after new business, we go to the hearing of citizens. If you have a comment, send it to citymanager@bedfordoh.gov.
You forgot Don.
Oh, I'm sorry, Don.
Yeah, I got skipped, but that's all right.
That's right. John skipped me earlier. We're even.
Yeah, I know, we're even. So that's the way it goes.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, I got a couple things for Mike. Now that the railroad got all this massive funding, the front railroad that goes through the middle of town here, from Cleveland all the way to Glen Willow to replace the tracks, all the ties and everything. Can we see if they can do something with the bridge over Washington? Because that's deteriorating. The sidewalls are coming down. The piers themselves are falling apart. The concrete's peeling off of it. If they could reskin that and fix some of the sidewalls when they're doing this project, they would help the neighborhood look a little bit better. Because right now it's coming apart. I'm sure that bridge hasn't been touched since the day it was built. But and then the other thing is the gas company, good old Dominion. They're going to be coming through the presidential area. Actually, their original start date was today, I believe, and they pushed it back a week. Can we make sure, like we did when they were doing Washington, which they're going to be doing Washington again, or at least portions of it, that we post those no parking? Because it's going to get to be a headache trying to get up and down those streets, because if they do like they did in the other sections, they'll have construction vehicles taking out a whole lane. And if somebody's parked there, you can't get up and down the streets. So if we could look into that, it would be much appreciated. And then speaking of Memorial Day, I actually got contacted partly because of my father and a couple of the old timers that I know. They are actually looking for any veterans from the Second World War. They will provide golf carts so that they don't have to walk, but they want to get as many veterans from the Second World War, partly because they're all disappearing so quickly, but they want to get them into the Memorial Day parade here. So if anybody knows of anyone who is a veteran of the Second World War, contact Mike Geyer, or I would assume our city manager, Mike, has his number. I don't have it handy with me right now, but they are looking to get as many World War II vets in there as possible. So, and then one last thing for Mike, the corner of Ennis and Logan, they dug it up several weeks ago. There's still 2 holes there, and I mean, they're holes. Do you know what it was? It looks like sanitary sewer. One might have been a house connection, but they never filled them back in. They put up plastic snow fence, which gets knocked down all the time. I know I've set it back up a few times, but you know, it's the one especially is right on the corner. If you cut the corner too tight, you knock out that fence back into the hole. So I don't know what they're waiting for or what.
I can find out on a timeline on that. That I'm not aware of. I believe it was a sewer issue.
I'm sure it was.
But I can find out on the timeline for restoration.
Because I don't know if that was part of the main that's right on the corner. I would assume the one that's in the tree lawn is part of the house connection for the house there on the corner. But if it was the main itself, chances are it was plugged. I hate to say this because the Safely home that's on my street, it's not really a Safely home anymore. It's a group home for women. They've had to clean their sewer out 4 times in just the last few months because guess what? They flush everything. And it may, I think the last time they jetted it, it may have pushed it down to Ennis. So that may be part of where the problem came in down there too. But we need to make it a little bit more well known that you can't just flush anything, because it does clog somewhere eventually. So the flushable wipes are not flushable, and any of the woman products aren't flushable either. So they do clog, especially when one pipe meets another pipe. So if you could find that out and let me know, I would be appreciated, so I can let some of the neighbors know why the holes are still there, because they're completely full of water right now, all of them.
I'll look into it.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, let's get on with new business. Resolution number 2565-21. A resolution approving and accepting the proposed 2020 tax budget for the year January 1st, 2022 to December 31st, 2022, and declaring an emergency. And we would like to put this on first reading. Can I have a motion for such? By Spinks, second by Fluharty. Before we do the roll, Jennifer, did you want to give a real quick synopsis what this is about? Or Frank?
Well, I could do a quick version or a long version, but I guess I could do the quick version.
Yeah, because when we get into the third reading, then we'll
okay.
And mention the public hearing too.
All right, perfect.
Thank you.
Well, there's 3 purposes for the tax budget.
We're losing you.
The county auditor to set a property tax rate for next year.
She's gone.
Jennifer, you're breaking up.
This is the total of 21.
Ain't working.
Jennifer, I'm sorry.
Property this year 2022. Allows Bedford to receive the undivided low revenues for 22. Why is the internet doing this?
She's gone.
Fortunately, we can get into it more in depth when we get to the third reading.
If you like, basically there's 3 purposes of the tax budget. I'm sorry, her computer's not working, but what she was going to say is basically you need the county to establish the millage, you need to establish the ability to get local government funds, and you establish the rate structure for your taxes for the next this tax year for next year. Those are the main reasons for it, but we'll get into more detail. Jennifer, talk about that at another meeting when we go and pass that in June. Okay,
And mention the public hearing.
correct. That will be, I believe we'll do it at 7 o'clock on June 7th. Is that correct when we're meeting?
It's June
Okay, thank you,
7th.
Tracy. And that's been advertised as such. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Mezak,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janudis.
Yes.
Ordinance number 9874-21.
Oh, we're not doing third and final, correct? Because this is
No,
on,
we're first reading, first reading.
okay, sorry about that.
No problem. Ordinance number 9874-21. An ordinance authorizing and directing the city manager to contract with Vandra Brothers Construction, Inc., being the lowest responsive and responsible bidder and declaring an emergency. Can I have a motion for suspension? By Saunders, second by Fluharty. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Mezak,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janudis.
Yes.
And motion for third and final by Mezak, second by Asbury. Mike?
Thanks, Mayor. On May 6th, we held our bid opening for our 2021 street improvement program. We had 7 sealed bids that came in. Vandra Brothers Construction was the lowest and most responsive. They came in at $373,705 for the 4 streets that we included. That was Bell Avenue, Deborah Lane, Edgewood Avenue, and Egbert Road. Out of that 106,000, the city, the 106,000 for Egbert repairs, and that is going to be from Union to the bridge. 45,000 of that is going to be reimbursed by Cuyahoga County. It's our recommendation that we pass this tonight so we can get moving on this road construction. And we are still, as I previously mentioned in work session, we still are exploring some of our options with some of the other projects, specifically Union. The city may be able to secure some additional funding for the Union Street project. That will free up dollars that we may be able to use to award the alternate street for this bid, and that alternate is Nordum. But for the sake of tonight and this passing tonight, we recommend that the base bid be approved for the 4 streets, and we will circle back in about a month to address the additional road, that being Nordum, if we are able to secure that other funding.
Good. Any questions for Mike? Seeing none, clerk, call the roll, please.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Mezak,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janudis.
Yes.
Ordinance number 9875-21, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to apply for Community Development Supplemental Grant Fund and declaring an emergency. Motion for suspension by Fluharty, second by Asbury. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Mezak,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janudis.
Yes.
And motion for third and final by Mezak, second by Spinks. Mike?
Thanks, Mayor. We were awarded, Jennifer Kuzma put together a successful grant application. The city was awarded, and this is accepting those funds through Cuyahoga County. This is for the installation of 2 EV charging stations in our municipal lot, the purchase of additional benches throughout the historic district, new bike racks in the historic district, and all of the hardware that is necessary to provide public Wi-Fi on the commons.
Thank you. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Mezak,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janudis.
Yes.
Ordinance number 9876-21. An ordinance authorizing the city manager to execute a contract with IAM GIS Group LLC for asset management software and services for the community's public water and sewer infrastructure and declaring an emergency. And we would like to put this on first reading. I have a motion for such by Saunders, second by Asbury. Before we vote, Mike, you want to touch on that quickly?
Yes, this is to upgrade from our current GIS system, which is been primarily for the public works down in the service department. We're looking at a 3-year contract to our new software. It is, number one, provides for unlimited users. The city would still own all of the data, so we could theoretically in 3 years move to another company, but our thought process is with the unlimited users, we can expand this, our current GIS system throughout water, wastewater, building, safety forces. There's a lot that we can do with the new program. We just started, when we started this a few years back, we needed something to, begin with. Our staff is the one that has been entering in the data and doing all of the legwork. Well, we're now at that stage where we're ready to take the next step, and this software is going to allow us to do that.
Thank you. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Mezak,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janudis.
Yes.
And ordinance number 9877-21. An ordinance authorizing and directing the city manager to enter into a contract with Pelton Environmental Products for maintenance and inventory for the belt filter press system, declaring an emergency. A motion for suspension, please. By Mezak, second by Spinks. Clerk, call the roll.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Mezak,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janudis.
Yes.
And motion for third and final by Saunders, second by Asbury. Mike.
Yep. Thank you, Mayor. As you mentioned, our belt filter press, a large piece of equipment, was installed in 1987. We're constantly replacing parts. Obviously, it's a piece of equipment that's used 24/7. We recently had to replace the tension roller. We're also, it's necessary to have a lot of these replacement parts on hand. If this piece of equipment would go down, it'd be catastrophic for the plant. So what we're looking to do is replace and have a backup tension roller along with 2 additional rubber coated steering rollers to have on hand in case we need to make those necessary repairs. We received 2 quotes, one from Envirodyne Systems, which was over $28,000. And the second quote being with Pelton Environmental, which is who we recommend going with this evening. And we'd recommend purchasing this tonight, or approving this tonight due to the fact that this equipment is, it takes about 8 to 10 weeks to arrive at the plant.
Thank you. Questions? Seeing none, clerk call the roll, please.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Mezak,
Yes.
Furry,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janudis.
Yes.
And now we come to hearing of citizens. And again, send your comment in at citymanager@bedfordoh.gov. Mike, we have anything yet?
We have no comments tonight. I've been checking it throughout the meeting. I know you mentioned it earlier, and I'm going to do one more refresh here. No comments.
Okay. With that, ask for a motion for adjournment. By Spinks, second by Asbury. Clerk, call the roll.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Mezak,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janudis.
Yes.
Thank you all for being here and listening, and hope to see everybody at the parade. And Jennifer, I hope we get your computer straightened out there. Thank you and good night.
Have a good night,
Good night.
Good night.
everyone.